Okay, everybody, let's just get going. Today you might need a block or two and possibly a yoga strap. So if you're watching on replay, you might want to pause and go grab those. Otherwise, a towel, a belt, anything like that will do. Or you can even just grab onto your sweatshirt. But there is one pose that something to hold on to would be useful. We're really going to work our shoulders and upper back today. So be ready for that. We're going to do some work on it, but also do some stretching. So if you want to just start in a gentle child's pose, but I'm going to ask you to bring your hands back for this child's pose. So sit all the way back on your heels and then lower down with your hands back. And this just allows your shoulders to relax. Back. And breathe gently here. See how you feel today. Just scan gently through your body. If there's anything any particular sensations, just observe them. Don't judge. And now come back up to kneeling. Now I am kneeling on my heels here. If you prefer to sit, that's okay, but you get a little bit more space if you're kneeling on your heels. So if you raise your hands out to the side and up, clasp your fingers together, flip your palms up towards the ceiling and stretch, 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 and then begin to wiggle to warm up your hips and your spine. So you can do a few pelvic tilts in this position, curling your tail under, curling your tail forward, under, and back, and then a few wiggles just to warm your spine up here. Get your whole spine warmed up nicely. You can wiggle your arms. See how far those hands will go back from your shoulders. So don't be some people will only be able to come to here. That's fine. As you persist with these exercises, they'll go further and further back. And maybe a little gentle back bend while you're here and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. If you're having trouble finding your way up there, go out to the side and up rather than forward and up. So out to the side and up and wiggle. And now we'll come to our cat-cow just for a few seconds to again loosen up our spine, a few breaths. So inhale, belly to the floor, tail up, look up. Exhale, round your back, look between your legs, chin to chest. Inhale, belly to the floor, arch your back, look up, look forward, and exhale, chin to chest. Look between your legs, tail tucked under, and back curved. And now lift your right hand right up towards the ceiling and pass it underneath your left arm all the way out. I'll just go this way so you can see all the way out so that your right hand comes under your left hand and your right shoulder comes to the floor. And now lift up and come back down. And now with the left hand to the ceiling, look up and thread your left hand under your right, bring your left shoulder to the ground, side of your head to the ground, and then inhale, come back up and back down. We do it once more to each side. Inhale, up, exhale, down and under, shoulder to the floor, right hand to the floor. and come back. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale. Left hand to the floor, shoulder to the floor, and then left hand all the way up to the ceiling again, and back to all fours. Now, back to all fours, tuck your toes under, hips up to the ceiling, downward facing dog. So just find a nice stretch here. Really push into your hands, into your knuckles, into your fingers. Bend your knees. Keep a long, straight back here. That's good. Lovely. And now we're going to do something with a little bit more work involved. So if you're not feeling strong today, you can just go back onto your hands and knees and do cat-cow. Otherwise, follow me along here and come to your plank pose, top of a push-up, and then push all the way back to your down dog. Plank pose, top of a push-up, and all the way back. Plank pose, top of a push-up, and all the way back. Now you keep going, and then anyone who isn't able to do this, keep going with the plank dog if you're able to. Otherwise, another option is if you put your elbows to the floor and your knees up and just rock like this. This is actually tougher on the shoulders, but it's a good core exercise. Or just simply cat-cow on your elbows and really tuck your belly into your spine and work the core here. So otherwise we're back and we're staying here in our dog and plank pose. Right, you ready to come down from there, I'd imagine? So from your dog, bring your right foot between your hands, drop your left knee to the floor, give those arms a shake, they've been working. Hands to your knees, back foot flat on the floor to support your knee, push into it, and then lift your hands up and back and gaze upwards. Now you stay there. I'm just going to show some options. You can also be here or here. Ooh, there's my balance going. That's good work for the morning. So now if you're with me up in the back bend, come all the way back down. Hands outside your feet. Step back into your downward dog again. And now step the left foot forward. You may grab it forward. You may just take it forward in little steps. Or you can come directly from your knees and bring your foot forward with your back knee on the floor, back foot pushing into the floor to protect the knee, and rise up to your foot. Rise up to hands onto your knees. And again, you can either come with me all the way up to a lunge and a back bend, or you can go hands on your hips or hands on your knees if you don't have the balance. So coming from up here, push that back foot flat into the floor to protect your knee. You can also put a towel or a cushion under your knee, just behind the kneecap, and then come back down, hands outside your feet. Tuck your toes under here to give you space, lift the back leg, and bring the back leg to join the front. Again, you can bring it in little steps. Now check your feet are hip distance apart, your hands are shoulders distance apart, long straight line, wrist, shoulder, hips. Bend your knees and maybe walk your dog a little bit here. Just to loosen out your hips, your legs. So bend one knee and try to get the other heel to the floor. Bend heel to the floor. And you can wiggle your hips from side to side. And in a moment, we're going to be going back down to the floor. You'll be glad to hear. So walk your feet and halfway along your mat, come to seated. I like to do this by crossing one foot in front of the other, bringing my knees out, and come to a seat. Now again, here we're going to sit on our heels. I'm going to be here for a few moments. So again, you can go to a seat, you can sit on a block, but you will have more space in your back and your hips if you sit on your heels. You might find a block between your feet will help this. Sit on the block, or two is where I like to be. So you're sitting up straight and dignified. Gaze straight ahead. I'm just turning around slightly so you can see me. Go to the other direction, actually. There we go. And I'll bring my right hand over my left. So right arm over the left. Wrap your arms around and try and grab your palms together. If you can't, just be wrapped where you are. Lift your elbows. So you want to have something grabbed, something gripped. Lift your elbows to eye level or to shoulder level and gaze into that little space between your arms. Lower your hands to the side and then wrap the opposite direction. So this time left arm over right. Grip somewhere, just can be your wrist or your hands. I'll just come closer to show you where I am. So I'm gripped like this. Elbows up to shoulders level and look through the little space in your hands. Now this is where I'm grabbing my strap. So I'm lifting both hands out to the side. Strap is in one hand. Up overhead so that I can get my arms up backwards. Grab my strap to a kind of a inverted Y and push back a little bit. My neck in neutral, gazing forward. Just show you from the side. And my arms are slightly back from my shoulder if you can reach. And then pull apart on the strap. Pull to work those shoulders. This may leave you stiff later, but if there's any sharp pain now, back off and be careful. So arms back and pulling on the strap. Pull, pull, pull. And now leave one arm up. So my right hand arm is up, right arm up, left arm down, and bend your right elbow and come around and grab the strap. Again, this can be a towel or a belt or whatever. I'll come up and show you where I am. Stay down. So I've got my hands up, my elbow, one elbow pointing to the ceiling, one elbow pointing to the floor. And I'm gripping between onto the belt or the towel or even your t-shirt if you haven't got anything there. And you're not pulling too hard, you're just gripping to give yourself a little bit of a stretch. And now we're going to reverse arms. So left arm up, bend at the elbow, lift the right hand up to grab your strap. The elbows are pointing up and down. You're not pulling too hard, just gripping to give that little bit of stretch in your shoulders, which is nice and releasing after shoulder work we were doing on the floor. And now we will throw our straps to one side and bring our shoulders back and forward, back and forward. Back, bring your shoulder blades right all the way together, close as they'll come, and then bring your shoulder tips forward and together. Shoulder blades back, down your back, and together, and then forward. Neck stays in neutral, don't clench your jaw. I'll go to the side, you stay where you are. So my shoulders coming back and down and clenching, and then forward. And back and forward. And again, you can do this with the breath. So inhale back, exhale forward. Now you stay along your mat, come to lying on your mat. Just rising up on your elbows. I'll turn to face you again so you can see what I'm doing. So right arm under left arm, crawl it out to the side, and then bring the left arm across the front. And just let your head hang here. I'm not going to stay long. It's just to discover this pose. Just staying here for a few breaths. So the shoulders are stretched. Your chin is tucked. You're just hanging your head. There's no work. It's just a stretch. Inhale and exhale gently through your nose. And now bring your elbows back under you again. And this time bring your left elbow under your right arm. Creep it across. And then bring the right arm out in front. Drop your chin to your chest. Lower your head and just let your head hang here. So your weight is in your elbows. Back is relaxed, your legs are relaxed. Your jaw is free and unclenched. And just take 3 or 4 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. And breathe through your nose. And come back onto your elbows. Lift up to all fours. I'll turn around, you stay in the same position. And find your way into a seat again. Legs straight out in front, hands alongside you, and then walk those hands forward. Keep your back straight until you feel a stretch along your thighs. It might be in your lower back, but just find sensation. Toes are lifted towards you, active, feet flexed, hands just relaxed on the floor. and just hang here. If you find your back rounds too much in any forward fold like this, lift your bum by sitting on a block or a few books. You can even lift onto the edge of a stool and let your legs straighten in front of you and fold. And now walk your hands back up. And we'll take a final Shavasana pose. So feet out to the side. Find your way onto your back, maybe onto your elbows first. Maybe you prefer to roll onto your side and then back. You might like to put something under your legs, so keep your legs bent. I'd often take Shavasana with a bolster under my thighs. Like this. Wherever you are, you stay there. Arms by your sides, palms facing up, feet to either side. As wide as your mat may be. And you stay there. Enjoy that sensation of totally letting go. Breathe in and out trying to control the breath here. Just let the ground support you. Do a quick scan through your body. See, is there anywhere you're holding on? Maybe your jaw is clenched. Maybe your abdomen or your pelvis, your muscles are tightened there. Let go. We just scan up gently through the body so you can see how you feel at the end of this practice, integrating all of the stretches and exercises, strengthening we did. So starting at your feet, your ankles, your lower legs, knees, thighs, pelvis, hips, belly, lower back, front ribs, back ribs, upper back, shoulders, upper arms, lower arms. Anywhere you find holding, just let go. Forearms, wrists, hands, fingers, your neck, jaw, back of your head. Imagine the hair cascading out of the top of your head and down. Cheeks, your jawbone, eye sockets, your temples, your forehead. Just let everything let go, let everything relax. Now, because some of you are watching this on replay, you might want to stay longer in Shavasana and just relax for a while. So if that's the case, ignore me and I ask you to start moving. Maybe your toes and fingers. Maybe your wrists and ankles, Your knees. Hug your knees into your chest. If it's comfortable, maybe roll a little bit from side to side. Rock. And then roll all the way over onto one side. Come up to sitting. And for anyone who's doing this in the morning and needs to go on with their day, we just come back to a little bit of balanced breathing to bring ourselves through the day. Anyone else, just stay in Shavasana as long as you like. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. I hope you'll enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you'll sleep well if you're doing this in the evening. Now, remember, anyone who's working at a desk, a lot of the exercises towards the end of the class were seated on our heels, but you can do that at a desk. Your shoulders, reaching behind, grabbing hold of something and stretching. And these are all great exercises to do when you're sitting at your desk. Just take a 2-second break, 10-second break, and just do that during your day. And you'll find it helps with any upper back and neck pain. Thanks for joining me. See you again here tomorrow, either live or on the video replay.